Welcome to the week 5 and 6 walkthrough. This is kind of a walkthrough of your test. It has 2 parts. It's complicated, and I expect a lot of work on this since this is all the work we're going to do all week. Unless you use the amnesty. And the amnesty is simply what's written here. Take a look at that. If you're interested, fine. If not, then that's fine too. Alright, test 1, part 1, applying what you know. So we've done definitions of poems, definitions of short stories, and we're going to consider a definition of a play in here. Alright, and you've written examples of each of these, so you know a little bit about them, up close and personal. So, this is what you have to do. Question number 1, right here. Okay. So you have to use your definition of poetry, whichever one you've chosen to use. That could be your own definition. That could be somebody else's. You might choose another one specifically for. I don't care, just so long as you have a definition to apply to the attachment. And you have to decide whether the attachment number 1 is a poem or not. And you just open it up, and there it is. I don't have to show them up here, but you know, I've clicked on all these links and they all work. If they don't work, let me know. So, make sure this has got to be completely clear here. Make sure you apply your definition. Whatever your definition is, apply to the thing, and tell me whether it is a poem for this reason in my definition, or it is not a poem for this reason in my definition. And when you do that, refer to the text of the poem. Be very specific. It is not a poem because of this example right here. The way it looks, the way it feels, the way it does, whatever it is, whatever your definition is. Refer to the text to make your points. A thorough explanation will also use material we've read or talked about in class and from your own personal experiences. That means anything in the textbook, anything we talked about in the discussion board, anything we mentioned in any Zoom session or any screencast. A thorough answer is an A. If it's not a thorough answer, it's not an A. Question number 2 goes with attachment number 2. Begin to see a pattern here. Question 1 goes with attachment 1. Question 2 goes with attachment 2. Is it a short story or a poem? This is a slightly different question here, but you still have to apply. So, I want you to elaborate on your answer. So you say yes or no, and you'll elaborate on your answer by using your definition or definitions of a short story. Remember, we did a 55-word short story. There was a very specific definition of a short story in that. You can come up with your own definition. I don't care. A thorough explanation will use that definition, apply it specifically to that text, or any material we've read or talked about in class or from your own personal experience. Okay? Very similar to the first one. Thorough answers are A's. Anything less than a thorough answer is a B or lower. Question number 3. You use attachment 3. Okay, now there's a little bit different here. We've got another attachment here. What's that for? Well, that is the text that you're applying this definition to. So you're going to give me a definition and then decide whether or not the text that I've provided, attachment number 4, it's a PDF, I believe. Let me take a look. Yes, it's a PDF. You can tell me whether that's a play. Again, a thorough answer applies the definition to the text and also uses stuff we've learned in class. Questions 1 and 2 are worth 50 points each. Question 3 is worth 60 points. And that's just right there is what I just told you. The second part of this test is one where you have to create literature. Personally, I don't think you learn anything unless you can apply what you've learned in a problem situation. This is a very engineering view of learning, but I think it's also a very good one. So what you're going to do is, this is a post by Michelle Shaw. Now if that link, for whatever reason, that link right there is down, then you can use this PDF up here. I've created a PDF that you can read. Same information, same text. So if that's down, there's no excuse not to do it. What I want you to do is, I want you to take the raw material of that post and create a poem, a short story, or a dramatic scene. Now I realize not everybody feels comfortable being a creator like this. So I've given an alternative here if you want to try it. So if you're not feeling particularly creative, instead you could describe in detail how you might go about adapting Michelle Shaw's emotional post into a poem short. So how would you do it? If you can't actually do it, then how would you try to do it? I says, either way, this is a very wide open assignment. Just consider how you've created before, poem, short story, short scene, and have at it again. Try to have fun. You won't be penalized for taking risks. Multimedia creations are possible and might earn extra credit. And then I mentioned the PDF version of the web page if you can't access the website. I'm hoping that I'll be able to send these to Michelle. The last couple of times I've done this, she has been very appreciative, very grateful that her writing has meant something to you all. Okay, that is it. Amnesty Week, test part 1, test 1 part 1, test 1 part 2. And that's it for the week. That's all you have to do. I'll have the next week up. It'll probably be Wednesday or Thursday before I do that. There are no Zoom sessions this week because you're working on the test. However, I will be there if you want to talk to me about the test on Wednesday or Friday. Either you come either day or come both days. I'm not going to be there on Monday. I missed some appointments, some medical appointments that I was supposed to go to during the snow and ice, so I got to make those up. So I've got to go on Monday for that. So I won't be in class on Monday, but I will be ready to talk to you on Wednesday or Friday, or any other time. Just let me know. Okay, that's it. Thank y'all.